Hello guys, good morning everyone. Good morning everyone. If you guys can hear me, just type in yes in the chat box. Awesome. Okay, thank you so much for joining in guys. This is going to be a very small webinar. The whole purpose or the whole idea is to understand what are the challenges people have while using their mobile phones to take photos or even videos. So well, actually this will help me to create a course, and at the same time I would also like to help people to improve their photography skills. So this would be a very good method for me to understand where people are facing any difficulties. So we're going to keep it very interactive, and it's going to be language is not a concern. Hindi में बात करो, मराठी, मलयालम, इंग्लिश, कोई भी लैंग्वेज चल जाएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सिर्फ यहाँ पे जो इम्पोर्टेंट चीज होगा वो सिर्फ ये होगा टू अंडरस्टैंड कहाँ पे इश्यूज है और कैसे उसको इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं. सो आई हैव अ स्मॉल PPT just to show what are the possibilities using mobile phones. So if everyone is in, I can just start with the PPT. If anyone can just type in yes, we can start. Okay. Just 1 second. Awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to share a PPT right now. Okay. Okay. So mobile phone photography, basically. So the evolution has a lot of things. We'll not go into that. We'll just stick to mobile phones. What is the future and what can be done? Okay. Thank you so much. Who's giving this amazing artist? Okay. So currently what all we can shoot with a mobile phone. Okay. These are the things that I've tried. I'm sure you guys must have tried a lot more than what I have. So I have tried macro photography. This is using an external lens. Okay. I've tried street photography using this. I've tried portraits. While traveling, I've used travel photographies, and also I've tried product photography. So travel product photography is not so much, but then there is a possibility people can use, especially small businesses, they can use their own mobile phones to create photos for their own businesses, and this is really trending at the moment. So the external macro photography that I talked about, I use a lens for that. It's an external lens which easily fits on your mobile phone. Just it goes like that. See, this is how it looks, and you can use this to go really close to maybe an insect or an ant. um, I'll just show you one image. So these are the 1 2 3 4 5 genre of photography that I've tried, and and it's got me really good results. So this is something you can say a product photography. This is street photography that I've tried. A different angle, it gives a complete different perspective while taking an image. This is portraits. So this is the macro that I was talking to you about. We can shoot this using the lens. This is travel again. So all of this are shot using a mobile phone. Yes, and in post processing, that is a little bit of editing. I don't use a lot of editing, just a little bit of editing, or play with color and a little bit of exposure, and you get really amazing results, I would say. So if you know how to use the phone, it can really give you some amazing. Now if you just look at this image, this is not pixelated, nothing, and it's a big size image which you can actually frame it as well. So that is the power of mobile phones at the moment, I would say. So in future, in another 2 to 3 years time, it's going to grow, it's going to improve. The mobile phone photography or the computational skills in a mobile phone is improving so fast, which is not happening in a DSLR as well. So the scope to use mobile phones have gone up like anything. Now that possibility, people are really not using it because they still don't understand that they can leverage their mobile phones to take good images. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop here, and I'm just gonna make it a little interactive. I just want to understand what are the challenges people are facing while shooting with a mobile phone. So if you can just type in the chat box, anyone, or if anyone is interested to talk, just if you can just say a hi, that'll be really good. So there can be technical challenges, they can be knowledge, or even skill related. Knowledge and skill are almost the same. So anyone, if anyone can just give me a little bit of understanding where, if anyone is facing any issue, or what are the best things they have done using their mobile phones. Okay, so I have a question that says the video or photo gets black on sunlight and sometimes it gets blur. Okay, the second question is light adjustment. Let me start with the first one. Okay, so now if I'm understanding, are you shooting, आप डायरेक्ट सन को देख के शूट कर रहे हैं, या आप सन के अगेंस्ट शूट कर रहे हैं, सन के ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में शूट कर रहे हैं? ऑपोजिट, ओके. सो यहाँ पे द चैलेंज, जहां तक मुझे समझ में आ रहा है, इट विल बी either you are trying to take the photo in the afternoon where it's the sunlight is very bright, because of which it'll be harsh sunlight which is hitting the face or the subject, jahan pe you will be facing that issue. What I would suggest is try something like this. Normally what we do as photographers, what we do is, if we have direct sunlight coming in, we try to reduce the light coming into the subject. So what we do is usually we use a see-through cloth, like a white cloth. We hang it around. Let's say if the sun, if the light is coming through this through the window, just try to put the cloth on a white cloth on the window, and that will diffuse the light. So I would suggest you to try this one angle. The second is, if you're directly shooting into the sun, that will black out the entire image. So the best is to try shooting a different angle. Ideal, the best time to take photos would be morning, where the sun is not very harsh, where it has very soft light. So early morning, around from 6 to 10 o'clock would be best time. The second would be evening again, after 3, after 4, because in India, after 4 to again 6, it'll be best to take photos. So try these two things. If it doesn't work, let me get back to me. I will still help you with something else. Another question was light adjustment. Okay, so I want to tell you, this is the best thing. Light adjustment in mobile phone is the best compared to any DSLR. Okay, the computational skills that the mobile phone has right now, it is the best. Even DSLRs cannot compete the adjustments which the mobile phone can do automatically, which on a DSLR we have to manually do it. Okay, now for this you will need to understand a little bit of photography. Once you understand this, the light adjustments will be the best that you can reach, because just pointing your camera to any subject, the camera automatically, when you're shooting on automatic mode, everyone does on automatic mode, especially when using a mobile phone. When you're shooting that, you just need to point your camera to any subject, and it automatically adjusts the lights. Okay, so the only challenge what I would feel you will have is understanding photography. Okay, if you just get a little basic knowledge of photography, or what is light, what is aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, once you understand that and a little bit of composition, you can really get some of the best images using your mobile phones. So for light adjustments, I would suggest to use your mobile phones on auto mode, and try to take different subjects. Maybe one something that you're doing indoor, try to do one indoor, try to do one outdoor. Say the basic thing, photography is capturing light. Okay, so I know people want low light photography to be at its best, but there has to be some level of light so that the mobile phone or the camera can capture something. Okay, so don't try to go really low on light, because at the end the mobile phone, the camera has to capture light. So best would be to use light wherever possible, and the camera will automatically adjust the light accordingly. Because now if I tell you a little more technical, if you use a DSLR, and if you have to adjust the light, we have to do a lot of manual work to create to make adjustments in the aperture or the lens. And if not, we have to use some other external tools to get the adjustment. Especially the landscape photographers, they have to do a lot of adjustments to get the right kind of image. But that is the advantage what a mobile phone has. We don't have to use anything. Get a stable, maybe a tripod. That would be best. If you can get a tripod, keep it on it, and then take a photo. If not, if you're trying to get use your mobile phone, I would suggest you to get a stability on your phone. Okay, so try to use both your hands. If you can see, use both your hands to get that stability. If you use one hand and if you try to take image like this, it'll be a shaky image. So best would be to use both your hands, and you can easily use your thumb to take that image. Even if you're using a portrait mode like this, try to use it with both your hands. Okay, because if you use it, then you can easily use your thumb or the index finger to take that image, which will give you a lot of stability, and stability will enhance your photography basically. So the best thing is to understand use the auto mode to adjust the light. Second is get the stability, which will also improve the photography skills. Okay, any other questions? Little more if I can. So okay, how many would want to learn photography as a small course, maybe oh, very good. How to use grid lines? I have another question. Okay, there is another question. After using flash, sometime turns a bad photo. It looks like unnatural, and sometimes it is bright. It causes red eyes. Okay, so I'll tell you why is it so. So if you can see the camera, the flash is right below. Most of the cameras or the mobile phones will have the the flash right below the lens. If you can see, it's below the lens or above the lens, or it's very close to the lens. Okay, now I want you to look at it. See, when the light goes from here, and this is the camera, the light is very harsh, because as I first told you that there needs to be a soft light to get the right kind of aperture. If not, this is a very harsh light. So this goes directly on the subject, and it will create, because it's a direct light, it will create very harsh shadows on the subject, because of which uh, it looks very unnatural. So I would suggest best is not to use the flash. Okay, maybe when you're doing night photography, when there is no light at all, then that would be one reason why I would suggest you to use a flash. Ideal case scenario, try not to use a flash. There is enough sunlight, and try to use the sunlight to take the photo. Okay, so the red light is known as the cat's light, which the eyes automatically gets that light. So that is a natural thing. Even with the big cameras, this red light or the cat's light will happen. So that is normal. But the harsh light would be because the flash is sitting right above or below the camera lens, and because it's a direct source, the light will be very harsh. So it is normal to get that photo. Don't worry about it. I would suggest to use not to use the flash. Try to take the images using the sunlight, and as much as possible use it where there is no direct sunlight. Okay, especially in the afternoon times, because see, if the light comes from, let me see if that is possible to show. 1 second. See, I want, see the light. See, early morning, the sun comes like this, the light will go. If you guys can see, early morning, the light will come like this. It will go like this. Now when it comes at 12, see, the light is here, and can you see it's dark? Your eyes, it becomes dark. So this is very unnatural. You will not get the right kind of images. Again, by evening, it goes down like this. It'll, can you see the lights, how it comes? So this is how it's going to be. So the best time would be to take images when the camera or the sun is in this angle. It'll give you the right kind of images. then it goes dark. Best is to avoid this time, and especially harsh lights. If you try to diffuse it, you will get a lot softer uh, images. So try this. This would be really helpful. And this is, and let me, there's another question. I hope I was able to answer that question. Shanvi. Okay, the other question is how to use grid lines. Okay, so I have created another video for this. I'll send this across. I'll be also creating a small WhatsApp group, which I'll keep sending some tutorials and some information to use mobile phones and how to shoot using a mobile phone. So in this, how to use a grid line. So I don't know if you guys have used the grid line, which everyone should. If you just go to your settings, let me see. If you go to settings, there will be an option which says grid lines. So grid line will actually give you, it's a 3x3 grid line. I want everyone to use a 3x3 grid line. So 3x3 grid line will get you the most widely used compositions, which is known as the rule of the third. Okay, so in rule of the third, we try to keep people on one of the intersecting points uh, in the on the grid lines. Okay, so any one of the intersecting points, there are 4 intersecting points. So the up one, the top, the bottom, on both the sides. So if you try to, I want you to try this, use those grid lines and take an image. Now I think if you see, there is Kshitij, your image in this, it is you can say it is using a 3x3 grid line. So that is the rule of the third. Try to take an image using the grid lines. Make put your subject on one side, any one intersecting points, and take a similar image or the same image. Keep the subject in the center of that image. So you will see it is a lot different. Okay, it is a famous composition. Please try it. I will also be sending you all this information, giving you tutorials about different compositions. Do try it. It'll really help you improve your photography, and this is the future. I can tell you that this will be coming up, and this will be competing with the best DSLRs. So if you just know how to use your phones, you can get really good images. So first rule I would say, learn a little bit of photography and keep practicing. It'll really improve your photography skills. Okay. Any other questions I have? And a little more, if any other difficulties, maybe challenges that you're facing, if anybody can let me know. Maybe it is if anybody wants to come on the screen and talk, or just type. If not, then we can wrap it up. Okay, another question. Was this webinar fruitful or interactive or anything that will, or did it make any sense? Thank you, Sajji. Okay, looks like they're okay, interactive and informative. Thank you so much. I will be creating a group and I'll try to send you guys as much as information as possible. And let's see, I'll get to know what are the difficulties people are facing and we can try to improve. Okay. Sure, sure. Yes. Anytime. I'm available anytime. Please get in touch with me. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for coming on a short notice. And I will see you guys around. Okay. Go shoots. Bye bye.